Michael Jackson is a king of pop, one of the most iconic performers of our time. His career that spans 4 decades is filled with classic hits, signature moves, and his unique style. Well, now people can own a piece of that history because Julien's Auctions is auctioning off more than 2,000 items from Michael Jackson's personal estate. We've got Darren Julien and Martin Nolan. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
So first of all, Darren, let me start with you. Why is Michael Jackson doing this? I mean, is it about the money, and how much money do you think it's going to raise, possibly?
Well, last July, we were contacted by his manager, and we spoke with Michael about doing an auction and basically clearing out Neverland. Originally, they said we had 30 days, and Michael was going to go through and pick out all the items that he didn't want in the auction, and everything else was left for us to bring back to our offices and warehouse.
But did he say why?
No, we weren't given the reason why.
Michael never returned to the ranch after 2005, after the trial, and so essentially we went in to close that chapter.
And he abandoned everything in 2005.
I see. Okay, and you think it's going to raise about?
Well, we estimate if you or I owned it, $1.5 to $3 million, but the Michael Jackson factor should bring it between 10 and 20 million.
One of the things we didn't bring here is you've got the Neverland gates that are going to be auctioned off.
Which are very iconic. Yeah.
Describe them.
Iconic.
They're very ornate, and when you go over the hill to Neverland and you come up to the house and you see those gates, it's the trademark of the whole property.
With the royal crown on top.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they
just amazing.
specifically
they told us, those gates, there'll be people all over the world that'll want them, and so we actually took those down last because some of the people that worked on the property had been there for 20, 25 years since Michael opened Neverland.
I wonder how much they'll go for.
We estimate 20 to 30,000, but you never know.
Well, okay, now what about this? This is a very iconic item.
This is a jacket that he wore during the Victory Tour. It was designed by Bill Whitten. We actually have some of the jackets are on display right now at the Grammy Museum in Los Angeles. But this, along with about 10 other jackets that are heavily designed by Bill Whitten.
Everybody's going to want to know about the gloves. And
yes.
There's more than one pair. Now, I didn't realize there were so many pairs of gloves. Is this all of the gloves?
We actually have one pair. Remember, he's the gloved one. He's just
the one
pair at a time.
That's right.
Yes.
One glove. That's right.
Exactly.
We
We actually have 8 pairs. 2 of them are on the Grammy Museum. These are from the Victory Tour. This is the most iconic. It's the simplest. And this is the glove that he would have worn in the stage performances of Billie Jean and so forth.
He's missing just one.
It's heavily worn, as you can see.
Yeah.
So
that would be
matching socks.
Yeah,
and
matching socks.
That's right. Moonwalk socks.
So those are the gloves right there that he's wearing.
Yes,
that we're seeing right there.
That's right.
Wow.
Now, believe it or not, we estimate these socks at $400 to $600. But David Guest, who's a friend of Michael Jackson's, consigned a pair of these to us several years ago, and we sold them for $15,000.
My goodness! So people just want to have this piece of musical history. Is that right?
He's an icon. I mean,
Yes.
he's highly collectible.
And all of these items are on display at the Hard Rock Cafe this week, so people can come and view them prior to the auction.
These are some of the other jackets that he wore as he was performing. Is that right?
This is the shirt from Victory Tour, and again, the fedora from Billie Jean. This is the hat, and it has Michael Jackson inside. He threw this into the crowd.
That's the hat.
That's the hat.
He got it back after throwing it into the crowd.
One of the hats. He would throw them away.
Yeah.
We've sold them for $6,000 to $8,000, I think.
Yeah.
So we estimate for $1,500. And of course, the military style jacket, which is very typical Michael Jackson as well, and it truly identifies the King of Pop.
Okay, all right. Now, the letter, this is from Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, again, 1984, February 1, 1984, and it speaks to Michael as being such an iconic person and leading a great example to the young people all over the world. And again, it's really an important piece.
Dated from 1984, February 1st, about it, saying that he's glad he was not hurt seriously in an accident.
That was a Pepsi commercial when he was badly burned.
That's right.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now, the hat.
And the hat, of course, this is like an equestrian hat, which is completely covered in the Swarovski crystal, and it's from the Triumph Tour, as is the shoe. We've just one shoe, Anne, so we're looking for the other shoe.
And the other shoe would make it much more valuable, obviously, but then you've got one glove and one shoe. Maybe that would go nicely together.
Gotta hand it to you.
All right.
And of course, the King of Pop, the crown.
Now, he never wore this crown, but you're saying
correct.
this was on display inside Neverland.
Neverland and the cape. And there's also some great portraits in the sale. Norman Oak portrait of Michael in sort of Elizabethan costume with holding a crown with the cushion.
I've got to ask you, going to Neverland, a place where people just have not really a lot of experience going into. I mean, that must have been in itself its own experience. How would you describe it?
It was an amazing experience. I mean, we didn't realize, we were overwhelmed, to be honest with you. In the beginning, we had to decide, do we really want to take this auction on? And then it was one of those things, as a
because you thought there'd be so many things, or you thought there might be some controversy? What were you thinking?
No. No, just the massiveness of everything. And it took 10 semi-trailers, 30 guys for 3 months for us to get everything out.
That's truly remarkable. It's 3,000 acres, but the theme park and all of the residents and the theatre was on 35 acres. That's what we worked on within that short time frame. And we're talking about 130 statues. We had to extract fireplaces, the gate. We brought in cranes, marble specialists. We have 130 arcade games. We took out a wall to remove this flight simulator, Sega flight simulator with operating station. We actually had to take the wall out to get it out of the game room.
And all these things are up for auction, or most of these, including the fireplaces
and the fire engine, the cars.
8 auctions?
Yeah, we're doing a full-on museum quality exhibition designed by WRJ Design Associates in Los Angeles beside the Beverly Hilton. Opens to the public April 14th, and the auction starts April 22nd to the 25th. 4 days, 8 auctions.
Well, Martin Nolan, thank you so much, and Darian Julian, thank you so much. Well, sounds like you've got your job cut out for you.